I'm Josh Weisbrod. I'm sorry, this week there's no Ruben because I ate him. Anyway, we have a lot of comics this week, a lot of really great ones, and I'm going to talk to you about them. First things first, he's the terror that flaps in the night. He's the hottest new comic of this decade. He's Darkwing Duck. And the third issue has just come out, featuring on the cover, very prominently featured Quackerjack. Also Negaduck, if you prefer Negaduck. That's right, Negaduck's back. He's like the evil Darkwing Duck. Anyway, these comics, if you're unfamiliar, are based on the television show that came out in the early 90s about a mild-mannered Drake Mallard. Try saying that 12 times fast. He's this guy who dresses up in a purple cape, and he has a giant plane, and he fights crime. And he's back. This is made for the fans of the show growing up, but new readers can definitely jump on. It'll be a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's one of the best series, and it's very hot, so pick it up while you can. Also out this week, we have Dark Rain, a New Orleans story. It's a story about New Orleans. I don't know if you were up on the news a couple years ago, but Hurricane Katrina happened there. And this is a very true-to-life retelling of, you know, people in New Orleans and, you know, how it affected them and how it affected the country when it happened. You know, anybody who's into comics for adults, mature readers, about subject matter other than superheroes, this is definitely for you. This is I don't want to say a lot of fun because it's a tragedy and it's a terrible thing that happened, but it is a you know, very well done book. I would pick it up today if I were you. What else we got? Let's see. I don't know if you guys have been following Spider-Man. They're going into the One More Day. Remember One More Day? Well, this is One Moment in Time. It's another thing with Spider-Man. It's a retelling of what happened that day that everything changed and reality was altered. You know, Mary Jane and Spider-Man, or Peter Parker, or whatever his name is, we're not married anymore. They have never been married. This is what happened instead. Now that reality has changed, Joe Quesada, the man behind the very controversial story One More Day, is back to write this. Oh my God, there's like an ad on every other page. Anyway, but yeah. But yeah, if you're into Spider-Man, this is a pivotal storyline, and it'll really help explain the continuity shift, as well as being very interesting. Also, if you missed out on the Grim Hunt storyline, we have just received reprints of 636 and the very coveted, very popular 637, both back in. You can finally read the final chapter and the chapter right before it. So come right in. Grab those right away. So David Hines got a couple things this week. He's a writer who has been writing on Batman. He's been writing on also The Spirit, a DC First Wave title, which he's been doing a really good job on. This Moritat, the artist, also does beautiful work. Very atmospheric series. It takes place in this new continuity. It's a little different than The Spirit that we've all come to know over the past 70 years. Or so. You know, Ebony White is in it, but she is a woman, and the Spirit and Commissioner Dola and all your friends. There's some urchins, street urchins. There's one of them right now, who you know, are his allies. You should definitely check this one out. It's been actually a lot of fun. Those of you who wouldn't customarily pick up The Spirit, you know, it's a great place to start. We do have the last issue, I think the last several issues in stock. David Hine is also doing Bulletproof Coffin. That is his own series, him and Shaky Kane, both British artists. They worked in Deadline magazine. Shaky did. I don't know about David Hine. I think he did. Anyway, this has got a real Silver Age feel to it. It's got a lot of references to Silver Age comics. It's got a nice little yellowed feel. Ramona of the Jungle, Queen of the Jungle, is coming in on this issue to lend a hand in the story. So it's going to be really exciting, really erotic. It's going to be exciting in more than one way, if you know what I mean. And there's always a lot of really fun stuff like these fake ads on the back. So you get your whole $3.99 worth on that one. So this week, if you read The Boys, Highland Laddie is out. It is a spin-off of The Boys starring Wee Huey, who's actually pretty much the main character of The Boys anyway. But this is him going back to his hometown, visiting his family, seeing his roots. It's a mystery. If you haven't been reading The Boys, you should definitely start. It's pretty sick though, so if you are faint of heart or have a history of health problems, I would avoid it. But even if you do, you should actually still read it. You should read it no matter what. Anyway, this is a lot of fun. Great series. Very funny superhero spoof about a guy who becomes a guy who is supposed to kill all the superheroes because they're out of hand. Anyway, Simpsons Comics is out this week. This is something that Ruben would talk about. You gotta endorse anything Simpsons, but it has been especially fun lately. Lots of fun stories. If you are a fan of The Simpsons, also Comic Book Guy, the comic book is out this week as well, with a special appearance by Stan the Man Lee. I don't know if any of you have heard of him. He is the co-creator of pretty much every Marvel character. He'll claim to be the entire character creator of the characters. Anyway, so Comic Book Guy died, basically, is the plot line of this, and you know, here's the fallout from that tragic event. Anybody who reads comic books should be able to identify. The Doom Patrol has come out with a showcase this week. If you're unfamiliar with the Doom Patrol, it's got some similarities to the X-Men. It's another team of people with really weird, whacked-out powers who follow the orders of a guy in a wheelchair. Although this one is a little bit, even if you can believe it, he's worse than Professor X. He really doesn't care if they die, and they very often die. It's one of the first series ever, originated around the same time as the X-Men in the 60s. It's one of the first series where the characters pretty much died on a regular basis. A lot of crazy stories, a lot of fun, a lot of really good Silver Age artists. We got Arnold Drake and Bruno Premiani for the most part in this one. They're the old Doom Patrol stories, and if you like them, you should definitely check out Grant Morrison's Doom Patrol of the 80s, and also the new Doom Patrol series by Keith Giffen, which is coming out recently. Also, we have Tales of Mystery by Boris Karloff, which is a pretty scary. If you're really scared of a lot of things, this is probably gonna scare you. This is some scary stuff. A lot of scary stories. This is the third volume of Boris Karloff. From Beyond the Veil comes Boris Karloff's Tales of Mystery. Beautiful artwork. We got some Joe Orlando stuff in here. We got Al Williamson, who we mentioned a few years ago, or not years ago. We've only been doing this for a few months. But yeah, in one of the earliest installments of our show, me and Ruben, who is not pictured here today, we did this. We talked about Al Williamson, and we may have talked about an earlier installment of the Boris Karloff Tales of Mystery. In any case, even if we didn't, you should check these out. These are a lot of fun. And, you know, you might be thrilled and excited to read them. You might be scared a little bit. And it'll be worth it. Don't worry. So I think that's everything. I've talked about everything that I came to talk about. I'm done. And, well, you should be. That's what Ruben would say. Anyway. It was so nice seeing all of you today. And thank you very much, Lindsay, behind the camera. It's always a pleasure. Gosh, thank you very much, store. Man, as always, we're here at the corner of 13th Street and Broadway, also available online at www.fpnyc.com. We have an online store. You can get anything that we have here in the store, except for one of us. You can't bring us home with you, but you can always watch us through your computer screens. It's sort of like a little thing that brings us all together over long distances. So anyway, it was really great seeing all of you today, and I hope to see you again next week or the week after. So I love you all, and have a wonderful night.